Yes. First off, hats off to South Alabama. They are playing the word that I used with my student athletes is they're playing very galvanized. And that's what March is about. It's exciting to see. It's never good to be on the receiving end, but my hat's off to Coach Yo and her staff and her student athletes working through adversity here in the latter part of the basketball season. To my right, which is your left, is Sanaya Burks, a sophomore for us. And then to my left, your right, is Kira Anderson, who's also a sophomore for us. Both to me very worthy. Kira was Player of the Week, garnering accolades because they put a lot into this season as very young players. So it's hard for me as a former student athlete and as a coach and somebody who's been on both sides here in the Sun Belt Conference. It's hard for me as a coach because I know just how hard it is for them. So my heart really goes out to our student athletes and these two young women who put a lot into Texas State, and Sanaya staying and not transferring, and Kira trusting myself and our coaching staff to develop her game. And I think they both have done a good job from that perspective.
All right, we'll open for questions. Go, Paul.
I remember you, Paul. Well, offensively, we got to some good looks. They didn't fall. We had to make adjustments. We struggle from the 3-point line, and so there are things offensively looked to do. So we got to some good looks, I felt, that didn't fall. And then defensively, though, that's where it really hurt. We gave them we gave them some good looks that they knocked down, right? And then a couple missed box outs put them actually to the free throw line where we fouled, and that's the piece, right? Is those small things make a difference in this game, and so that's when we did get it down to a 2-possession game that we struggled.
You used the word galvanized. I don't know. Is it I saw. I mean, they've been on a roll here since at the end of the year. And the way that this tournament is set up, this is the first win for you, first game of the tournament here. Is it kind of tough?
Oh, it's extremely tough. I'll be the first one to tell you, I was not an advocate for this style. I'm still not. Right? Julie went through this last year. It's very hard to start from the bottom to work through. Right? It's tough on the athletes' bodies. I wish Yo the best as she faces Julie, but the positive side to it is if you're playing, your kids are warm, they've been through those battles, and so they're maybe got a step ahead. The negative is the deeper you go, it's just really tough on your student athletes' bodies, honestly. The quick recovery can be really difficult. But that's the best thing, too, about March is you see athletes being able to do phenomenal things. It's just the back-to-back games, I think, that makes it a little bit tougher. It's not like you're talking about an NCAA tournament where we might have a day off in between.
On the flip side, the regular season champ, they don't play till about 9 days, so they just sit and wait.
Mm-hmm.
They're healthy as well, where you will get, maybe somebody who's played 2 or 3 games going into.
Correct, right? So that creates momentum.
Right.
Right? And so South Alabama is a great example of that. I think there's multiple examples in conference tournaments where you see teams that get on a run. That's the same thing you see in the men's and women's basketball tournament, specifically on the men's side, where you see teams have opportunity to play. They get on that run. They get that mojo going. It's tough to fight mojo, right? Mojo is tough to fight, and because there's nothing on paper that you can explain to your student athletes as far as being able to execute against that will. But I think that's why people call it March Madness. People love it. They enjoy it. And so we'll see what happens, at the end of the day in the conference, whether, it'll be Georgia Southern, where the regular season champion is also the tournament champion, or if it's someone else.
For the 2 players, can you just share with us the type of season and what's it like, playing, college basketball at Texas State?
I had an amazing season. this was the best season I've had. My teammates, my coaches. So I just appreciate everyone that poured into me during the season.
I came from JUCO, and I really didn't know what to expect. They had a plan for me. I think that they executed that very well. I think I grew in a lot of things. So I'm very happy with it. Obviously, not the loss, but there's positives that I can take out from it. So
And coach, back to you, how difficult is it to win this tournament? I mean, we see, the regular season schedule. I mean, you could throw that out. I guess, what you did against a particular team in tournament time, neutral court, anything can happen.
To start from the bottom to work all the way to the championship game is difficult, but to find ways, the way South Alabama has, to win, to mix things up, I think although it's challenging, it can be really fun. And so when you execute it for the student athletes, again, I go back to this mojo, this mystique about March and being able to advance that makes it fun for the kids. So if you fall short, it wasn't for lack of potentially trying. It's just sometimes the cards are dealt. It's just a really tough road with the setup. But you know what? I hope Yo does the best she can with their athletes. They'll get those additional student athletes back, and we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. Right? They turn around and play again tomorrow against Marshall.